I'm Michael Wayne. I'm here with Katrina Clay to talk about a workshop that we'll be co-presenting on Sunday, October 21st from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. The workshop is entitled Future Life Progression and the Art of Self-Mastery. It's going to take place at One Big Roof in Saratoga Springs at 538 Maple Ave. So I just thought it'd be fun to get together with Katrina here on a video chat to talk about the workshop and the ideas that we present. When we open up to, when we get past our behavior patterns that lock us in often and create our own prison, we can open up to a world beyond something greater than ourselves. And this is the future, and the future is always beckoning us to something more and to a greater life. And so as part of it, as I said, what you can talk about, let you talk about, Katrina. Katrina, you did the modern shamanic journeying as part of the class because the importance for people to let go of their kind of stuck patterns means getting past the cognitive mind into some non-verbal altered space type situation. So you've led people through many shamanic journeys, Katrina, so maybe perhaps best to let you say more about it.
Okay, sounds good. And well, what they do, the shamanic journey will, and again, I do use the word modern in my terminology just because it's what's modern about it is I'm leading people to do their own journeys, where, you know, in ancient times the shaman actually did the journeying, and he or she brought back the information from the spirit world. And instead what we're doing now is bringing it to the people so that they are doing their own journeys. And in my opinion, that is what creates real change, is when you become clear on what is best for you, because somebody else can tell you, you need to do this, you need to do that, or this is your block, or this is what's getting in your way. But until you really do it for yourself and recognize it as your own, not a lot changes. And instead you still remain stuck in those patterns that you were referring to, Michael. And patterns is the perfect word, because what happens is when you get caught in patterns, which is really just habitual behaviors, you're not present to what's actually happening and then making changes towards your future. Instead, you're repeating the past over and over again. So becoming aware of those patterns and those habits is one of the keys to making changes for the future, because if you don't become aware of it, they just continue on and on and on, right?
Uh-huh.
And so becoming aware is what we ultimately do in order to make changes.
Yeah, that's well put, Katrina. Really, really, future life progression. We talk about the quantum science, but really, it's a very spiritual, a very evolved spiritual progression experience path. And just basically what you're saying too. I alluded to a person being more enlightened, so they let go of those habits. It's really developing a more aware, as you said, self-realized state where you start, catching yourself in the act of repeating the patterns.
Yes,
and
that's so important.
In my experience from thousands of people that I've worked with professionally, is that, I feel like enlightenment, we talk about enlightenment, in the Buddhist perspective, achieving a higher state of spiritual realization of the unity of humanity, of life, of consciousness. But enlightenment is also on a very psychological concept too, because it's freeing oneself, turning the lights on from all the blind spots to not repeat the patterns, become more aware of how we act. And,
Right.
and the practicality of that enlightenment is that it can create for yourself, for any of us, a more realized life, a more fascinating life, because then we're going towards what the future would, the ideal that the future would like us to live, the way the future would like us to live. This begs some very deep existential questions, because what is the purpose of our existence? Why are we on this earth? Is it to punch the clock at 9 and come out at 5 and hang out and have a beer in the when you get home from work, and eat dinner and watch TV and watch sports and go to sleep and start all over again? Or is it, and we got to pay the bills, obviously it's practical, but also, what is the future calling us? What is that life that the future would like us to lead? And if we keep one foot in that, even while we are 1 foot in the practical, but 1 foot towards what is that greater plan towards what the future wants, if we open our ears and minds and eyes, we can hear it and we can go towards it. It means sometimes getting past the comfort zone, which isn't always a very healthy thing. Most of the time it isn't, when we stay locked in our comfort zone, because it's safe and predictable, but not healthy. But if we let go a little bit, if we go towards that thing where we have our greatest fear, oftentimes it can be the greatest good and the greatest liberator. So yeah, and the modern shamanic journey is really at the heart of helping people kind of reprogram their brainwaves in a way, whatever language you want to use to say what happens in that process. And in tandem with what you do, I lead people through an exercise in the quantum field, kind of attuning to the quantum field also. So we really come at people many ways to help them like really go deep into those patterns that are kind of so well set in the body, and that's the past habits that make us continue doing the same thing over and over again. But if we go towards something that is calling us, and what we aim to do in the workshop is give people the tools and the experience of feeling that the sky's the limit in what can happen. We're creating a very sacred space, so to speak, because we're giving people the permission to go somewhere that they don't really get to go too often, to look into the future and say, nothing's impossible. I can go there. Why not? Why not go there? So, yeah, so it'll be great. So, well, I look forward to doing the workshop with you. So it's Sunday, October 21st.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right, and we'll have information about links with registration, all that stuff too. So, okay. Well, thank you so much, Katrina, for taking the time. And I'll see you soon.
Sounds
Okay.
great.
Yeah. Yeah. Bye.